Hey guys, UFC 294. We have a brand new UFC 294 with Alexander Volkanovski versus Islam Makhachev. I'm sure you guys are all aware. In this video, guys, I'm here to tell you guys that this card is not better than the original card, all right? And I had to make a video about this because I've seen so many comments, so many tweets of people saying that this card is better than the original card, guys. And I could not disagree more. And I mentioned this in my last video, and I got a lot of comments of people saying, you're crazy, this card is way better. Kamaru Usman is better than Paulo Costa. You know, Volkanovski, he had a competitive fight with Islam Makhachev. Charles got destroyed in the first fight. Yada yada. But I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. You're wrong, and the original card was better, guys. The original card was better, and you guys are getting lost in the sauce. You guys are getting too excited about this whole fiasco and the change of opponents, just like you guys did at UFC 279 with Tony Ferguson versus Nate Diaz and the Kevin Holland versus Hamza Chimaev, and we all saw how that card turned out. Now, I am aware that it's Volkanovski and Usman, and it's not, you know, Nate Diaz and Tony Ferguson, just the levels in terms of scale. But that being said, I am not as excited for this card as the original card. And I know a lot of you guys are going to say, well, that's because you're a Charles Oliveira fan. But it's not only that, guys. I just feel like Volkanovski versus Islam 2 being on short notice, one, it disrupts the divisions. It absolutely disrupts the divisions because now we don't know if Volkanovski is going to be ready to fight Ilia Topuria in January. And I really wanted to see that matchup, guys. It was just going to be announced like probably very soon. And then we don't know what's going to end up happening next weekend. Let's say Volkanovski loses, but he doesn't take too much damage. Okay, he could still turn around and fight Ilia Topuria in January. But it's still, I don't want to see that, man. I just, you know, when you're advertising the pound for pound, two of the most skilled fighters, you want to see them fight at their best. And the reality is that Volkanovski is not at his best right now. He's coming off the couch, and I get it. The guy still trains every day, and I'm sure he's going to have good cardio, good conditioning. But, you know, when it comes to the little details, he might not be as good coming into this fight. But what I will say about this Islam versus Volk 2 fight is that I feel that both these guys are going to take more risk than they did in the first fight. I think Volk is going to, now that he saw that he had a lot of success with his grappling, I think that's going to help him be a little bit more confident on the feet. I think the fact that Islam had a lot of success in the striking and he, you know, struggled to grapple, I think Islam might be a little bit more confident in his striking as well. So I feel like this is going to be a fight on the feet, a takedown in the very first round, just kind of to drain and get Volkanovski a little bit tired. Maybe he's going to try to get more ground and pound rather than look for the neck of Volkanovski. So it's still interesting, guys. And don't get me wrong, this fight is amazing. This fight is amazing. I'm not here to say that the fight is crap. I'm here to say that the Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev 2 rematch was a lot better, was a lot more interesting, and there was a lot more at stake in the lightweight division because Charles Oliveira underestimated going into that Benil Dariush fight, that after he put that incredible performance and he just, you know, finished Benil Dariush like that in the very first round, where a lot of people thought Benil Dariush was like the black horse of the lightweight division. This guy that was going to have a very competitive fight with Islam Makhachev. You know, he's going to destroy Charles Oliveira. He's a southpaw. He has a lot of power. All those things that you heard from all these MMA channels. It turned out to be wrong. Charles Oliveira is that guy. And like I've been saying, man, I don't care if you guys comment cope. Charles Oliveira did not show up in that first fight, and I was incredibly excited to see what kind of adjustments he can make against Islam Makhachev in the rematch, guys. And we all know that Charles Oliveira has more of a finishing threat than Alexander Volkanovski, man. Just Charles Oliveira has a lot more power than Volkanovski. He's better on the ground. We saw how Charles Oliveira were pretty equal on the ground. And I just thought if Charles Oliveira can make the right adjustments, it could get very interesting. And I was very excited for the fight. I thought the fight was going to be a lot more competitive. And I just wanted to see them go back at it. And the Islam Makhachev versus Volkanovski 2, it felt like a very special fight. And I kind of never wanted to see it again. To be totally honest with you guys, I never wanted to see it again. And if it was, I kind of wanted to see it at the end of Volkanovski's legacy, right when he's going to retire. Maybe he defends against Ilia Topuria, ends up winning that fight, and he's like, okay, you know what? One more attempt to get the scrap at 155. And I want to see Islam Makhachev fight 155ers. Like, he should have fought Justin Gaethje. I wanted to see his fight against Charles Oliveira again. And now that Volkanovski's stepping in on short notice, like, if Islam ends up winning, like it's gonna feel anticlimactic because everybody's gonna be like, Volkanovski was on short notice. He didn't train properly. He didn't have a full training camp. If he had a full training camp, he would have won the fight. Now I get it. If Volkanovski is able to get it done, it's gonna be incredible. It's gonna be amazing. He's gonna be the GOAT. I know a lot of you guys are gonna disagree with that, but for me, he's gonna be the GOAT. But even if Volkanovski wins, guys, it messes up the division so much because what is Volkanovski gonna go fight Topuria and then he's gonna defend against Justin Gaethje? Or is the UFC gonna try to make Islam versus Volkanovski 3? And then these guys are gonna be waiting. Ilia Topuria is gonna be waiting. Justin Gaethje is gonna be waiting. And then what if Charles Oliveira goes and beats Gamrot? He's gonna be waiting. So you see how this double champ shit, it really fucks up the divisions. It really fucks up the divisions. And I know I sound like a Karen. I know I sound like a Karen, guys, but that's truly how I feel. That's truly how I feel. I feel like this whole double champ shit is going to disrupt the divisions. And like I said, if Volkanovski wins, it fucks up the division. Don't get me wrong. It would be absolutely incredible. Now, if Islam wins, it's going to feel anticlimactic because people are going to be saying it was a short notice fight, yada, yada. So you see how this fight just kind of feels like fluff. It feels gimmicky. It feels gimmicky. And when you have two of the best fighters in the world, you never want it to feel like that. But for some reason, guys, I just can't get too invested in this fight. I'm not sure why. And I'm a huge fan of Volkanovski. He's my second favorite fighter. But I don't know, man. And then let's move on to Kamaru Usman versus Khamzat Chimaev because that fight also disrupts the divisions. Like Kamaru Usman, you know, he's on the decline. We're all in agreement that Kamaru Usman's on the decline. And I get it. A lot of people want to see Kamaru pull the big upset. And trust me, he was a great champion. Honestly, we did not deserve Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman versus Khamzat Chimaev is going to fight Sean Strickland, which is stupid as hell. It should be Dricus. Why are they disrespecting Dricus? And I know Dana White is petty because Dricus didn't want to turn around in 6 weeks to fight Israel Adesanya, which is incredibly unfair, man. It's so unfair for him to do that after winning against Robert Whittaker. Like, if you beat Robert Whittaker, your fight after that is for the title. It's for the title. And now it's just disrupts the division. Even if Kamaru Usman ends up pulling the upset, I don't want to see Kamaru Usman versus Sean Strickland. Who wants to see that crap? You don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I want to see Dricus. So even that, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the UFC said, you know what, we're going to make Sean Strickland versus Dricus, the winner of Khamzat Usman is going to fight the winner of Strickland Dricus. Okay, that sounds a little bit fair, especially now that Israel Adesanya has come out and said that he's not going to fight for a while. Then I would be like, okay, that makes sense. But now with them fighting, the winner of this fight fighting for the title, I'm not that excited, guys. I'm not that excited. It really disrupts the division. And I would have preferred Paulo Costa because at least there was more beef when it comes to that Khamzat Chimaev fight. And I think stylistically, it's a little bit more interesting. Like, Paulo Costa is a proper middleweight. And he's a lot stronger than Kamaru Usman. And Kamaru Usman's on the decline. Doesn't have a lot of knees. Lacks in his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And he's not even that good of a grappler as he used to be because of all his injuries. I'm not that excited, guys. I'm not that excited. I would have preferred to see Paulo Costa versus Khamzat Chimaev, guys. I really do. And I know a lot of you guys are going to disagree with me in the comments, but I really do feel like the original matchups is better. And I just had to make a video talking about this because a lot of people do feel that this card is now better. I mean, maybe if the fights weren't on short notice, then you can make the argument that the fights are better because they're going to be more competitive, especially the Makhachev versus Volkanovski fight. But it's not better. It's not better to me. It's really not better because it's short notice. Because I was really looking forward to Charles Oliveira. I wanted to see what kind of adjustments he was going to make. I really felt like that fight was going to be competitive. And now it seems like it kind of log jams the lightweight division because now we have to see if the winner of this fight, if it's Islam, then okay, he's going to fight Gaethje next. But if it's Volkanovski, it really messes up the division. So it's kind of like, it does feel like a lose-lose situation in my opinion. I mean, the only winner could be Volkanovski if he pulls the upset because it's going to be incredible for his legacy. But in terms of the future of these divisions, it's not great. It's not great, honestly, guys. And yeah, I mean, those are my thoughts, guys. Let me know down in the comments below if you agree, disagree. I know a lot of you guys are going to disagree, but I just had to express my opinion, guys. And I want to say thank you, guys, because you guys helped me reach 1,000 subscribers, guys. Please make sure to like and subscribe. I have more breakdowns coming for UFC 294, guys. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.